So welcome back to another live stream. Hope you're doing awesome again. Just after the Easter bank holiday, and I'm currently off work, so I've got some time to do a bit of a live stream for you guys, and hopefully you'll enjoy the content. So first of all, I just want to thank everyone that subscribed to my channel over the last year. It's been awesome. I think we're into the second year now, maybe not just yet the second year. Charles picked up pace. We've picked up loads of subscribers on the way, and it's been a pretty good one, to be honest. Today I've got two guests in the venue. So I've got the Rainbow Fish Aquarium, backwards camera, I always forget. So I've got the Rainbow Fish Aquarium, and then down low we've got the Angel Fish Breeding Tank. I've just put them on to show you guys some of the tanks I've got. I know you guys watch a lot of my videos. Good morning, Jody P. How are we doing? I'm assuming it's evening for you. Thanks for joining in on the live stream again. I'm off work today currently, so I've got some time to do a live stream, and I'd love to touch down with you guys and see what you're up to. So I'm just going to do this as a bit of a laid back one, a bit of a Q&A type of deal. It's not major today. Hopefully the signal's going all right, because I'm absolutely caning my Wi-Fi with the two cameras on and doing the live stream here, but it should be all right, I think. It's 5:15 a.m. Just enjoying my coffee. Absolutely awesome. I think I've misjudged the time difference. I thought you were like 12 hours behind, but obviously you're not so far behind, maybe 4 or 5 hours. You probably see one of the cats is coming into shop. This is Bo. I don't know where she's going. I'll try and get her on screen. Come on, Bo. This is Bo, the female cat that we've got. She's awesome. Come here. Nah, she's not over today. But yeah, it's I think it's about 11 a.m. in England at the minute. So I'm just doing a bit of a laid back one, to be honest. I'm off work today. I started doing a members only section as well in my yeah, she's awesome. That's my favorite cat in the world. She's got the I like the cats with different colors. The other cat that we've got, Gus, he's named after Sweet Tooth on Netflix, if you watched it. He's all white with a bit of brown on him, so it's cool. Yeah, I'm doing a members only section now, so I'm going to be doing some members only videos. I think I'm only charging like £1, $1, whatever. But it's going to be outside the fish room related content. Hopefully that should be pretty good. And you know, I'm just going to be making like random videos on there. I have good show, Jody's saying. Thanks for joining in, Jody. I know it's early doors for you. I'm assuming you'll be going to work or something later on this today. It's a bit of an odd time because I started the live stream last week. I'm trying to get the time difference right, because when last time I did the live stream, I think it was about 12 p.m. here, so like lunchtime. And you guys, a lot of you guys were going to work and stuff, so I'm trying to get the time difference. I know a lot of guys like Jeff Pellerman and other people, they're streaming later on at night time in the UK. It's difficult to sort of judge when people are going to be around, but hopefully I can jump on a few subscribers just to jump in. And yeah, I'm self-employed too. Yeah, I get that totally. I'm a floor and wall tiler, so in construction trade, but it's a little bit quiet this year compared to other years. I've had better years, to be honest, and it's just one of them, and you're just going to roll with it. So I've got a few days at home this week. I'm going to be doing some live streams. I've got some videos that I need to like film, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway as well on a Haiger heater that I've been sent out from them. So hopefully I'm going to be doing a giveaway video on that. And then I've just got loads of fry in the fish room. To be honest, it's landed at the perfect time because I've got like 3 breeding pairs of rams which are on eggs, and as you probably know, rams need a lot of care in the beginning of life. So used to construction with your dad years ago. Nice, pretty nice. Construction is a good trade to be in, but it's ups and downs. So like the end of the year, just before Christmas, before your holidays, it's pretty good. But at the beginning of the year, it's not so good. You've got to sort of just take it as it is. I remember, Jody, you said something about, you remember the time difference. Did you used to live in the UK, or somewhere near. I think it was the last live stream that I did. This sandwich is looking very appetizing. I made some dinner for me. Well, my partner made some dinner for me and my wife before she went to work. She looks after me like that. She's real good like that. She always makes sure I'm fed and watered. Born and raised in, yeah. I thought you. I mean, unless you meant the time difference on the videos and stuff, I'm not sure. But yeah, we're just doing some chill. I'm going to put up the link in my comments here, and if you want to join in, it's up to you. You don't have to. I always forget what it is on Apple Mac. I think it's Command V. Yeah. So I'm going to put a link up, and if anyone wants to join in, they can do. You can jump on the panel. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to do. Like I say, it's a proper laid back live stream. But if you want to come up and chat, then that's entirely up to you. And we'll get it going on. But yeah. So what's going on in the fish room now? We're still doing the what we're doing. We're doing the brine shrimp hatchery thing. So I'm trying to still grow out the brine shrimp. I've had loads of information off Scott, who's one of my subscribers. He's given me loads of information on how to raise them up from babies, and I think it's working actually. It's going pretty well. So I'm doing that at the moment. I've got the angelfish fry, which is just above the angelfish breeding tank there. I've got them in a Fluval 1 litre breeder box at the minute, but I've set up a tank yesterday. I haven't recorded it or anything, but I've set up a breeder box just to try and grow them guys out. And then I've got rams for 1,000,001 rams. I've got so many rams, it's ridiculous at the moment. But yeah, it's going really well. Yeah, Jody, yeah, no problem at all. I totally understand that at 5 o'clock in the morning. Hair's a mess. Yeah, it's not good. Still slurping on your first coffee. It's not a good look for a live stream. But yeah, jump up anytime. What I'll do is now I know how to work this computer because I'm very construction minded. I'm definitely what's it called, a blue collar boy. Computers and technology is not my thing. So setting up these multiple cameras and stuff, I've been doing it for about 2.5 hours, literally like 2.5 hours. So yeah, I've never really known how to paste on an Apple Mac computer. So I've pasted that link there. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Yes, and that is accurate. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Before the toothbrushes come out, it's not good. It's not good. It's not a good look. But no, thanks for jumping in, and yeah, definitely come up on a live. Have you got a channel as well, Jody, or are you just watching in a non-weird CIA kind of way? I don't think I've caught up on your channel. I know I've seen you on a live stream. I think it was Jeff Pellin's once, but I'm not sure. My signal's going a bit funky. I've got this, well, in the UK, we've got like a cellular company, EE it's called. Used to be T-Mobile or something like that, it used to be called, but we've recently just upgraded it to a working at home one, which is like the premium class internet provider, whatever. You can probably see the router there, backwards camera just here. And that they're supposed to be like the cream of the crop. So they took over BT, which is like British Telecom. They were the main provider originally, but we've got like this working from home system, and it's not very good. So Sole had my brine running 3 days now, fingers crossed. Yeah, so I've been doing the same. So like I've got 2 now. I haven't released a video. It should be up on the weekend at some point. But I've actually split the culture that I did into 2. And basically what we're doing is now, because one of them failed before, I were a bit sort of wary to have just one in case it crashed. So I've decided to put 2 tanks side by side and hopefully have more success in it. But yeah, mine have been going about 3 days, and you'll probably see, if you want to watch the video, you can do. If you don't, then I'll just spoiler alert it right now. And I'm starting to see more white brine shrimp instead of the orange. So that's saying to me that they're eating something different. The brine shrimp are changing from the hatch state to how they are now. Now, I think that's the way to go with it, doing 2 tanks. I've also reduced the water volume by half. So both tanks are at 50% rather than 100% like I did before. Now, Scott gave me a lot of information on here, one of my subscribers, on how to sort of hatch out the brine shrimp and then grow them to adults. But what I did is I reduced it by 50% and then just put the air stone in the corner. So it's got like a turbulence going around. So it's like a kind of circle flow. Whereas before I was using sponge filter and it was rolling it forward and it would just, I think it was a little bit rough. So I've moved that around. I'll probably show you that actually, because the angelfish breeding tank just on the bottom there is in the fish room, and obviously the angelfish tank's just here. But I could move that camera around probably later on in the stream and maybe be able to show you that. The only problem is with StreamYard, they don't let you zoom in on the cameras, or if they do, I'm too stupid to realize how to do it. So what I need to do is I need to figure out these live streams, because I watch other people's live streams and it's really sketchy. Like the way they do the presentation, it just seems more flawless than mine. Like I know how to do the switching camera views and all this stuff to make it look different, but I struggle to get the like the zoom and stuff going on. Like on my computer, I just hear the Apple Mac. It's pretty much just standard camera off the screen, but the other two are obviously cameras and should be able to zoom in on them. Now let's see which one I had. This one. Yeah, I've been using spirulina powder. I got it off Amazon, fairly cheap actually. It was probably about like, I don't know, $5 or $6 or whatever. So about £3 for me, but you get like 250 grams, whatever that is in US Fahrenheit. I'm not sure, you guys are in all sorts of weird measurements to me, but you get like a 300-gram packet, and I've been like mixing it with the salt water to make it into like a solution, and then just using a pipette and going across the top like I would do with sort of brine shrimp or and any other sort of liquid foods, egg yolk or whatever. But it seems to be going all right. Like I'm pretty confident they're going to grow out this time. The times before we're using like a liquid fry food, and I found that it was just sort of mucking up the water. So I think the nitrates got too high, and it bombed it, and then they didn't survive. So I did about a week before, and I could only see, once I turned the air off, I could only see 2 or 3 swimming around. This time I can see hundreds swimming around with the spirulina powder, and the reduced air in the air stone is sort of boiling up a little bit. I'll try and flip the camera around in a moment and show you what's going on with it. Cause like I said, the angel breeding tank is in the fish room, so I can move that camera around and we'll have a look at that. But yeah, it seems to be going good. I've also upped the salt a little bit, so I've gone. When I googled it on online, when you Google it, it said that they can go through a varied stages of salt, so it doesn't have to be accurate to the millimeter sort of thing. You can sort of put it a bit too high or a bit too low, but you need to be in a certain range. Now I don't have a salinity meter as such. I'm doing it sort of off guesstimation. So for every liter of water, I do a dessert spoon. But I've got it's like a 30 milliliter spoon. It's from like a protein shake, something like that. And I've been measuring a liter of water to 1 scoop of this thing, this spoon that I've got, this red spoon. And that hatches out the brine shrimp pretty nice. So I've been doing this brine shrimp hatcher with 2 spoonfuls and 2 liters of water. And then I've done the same in the tank. So think about like 32 liters. I did 32 spoonfuls, which made it full. Now I've reduced it down to half. I'm just doing like 16 spoonfuls to 16 liters of water, and it's working better off. It's working in my favor doing that. Also, with the tank not being full, it stopped the splashing, like the salt splashing over. I know there's some stuff like electrolysis that can happen with if you're using a lot of electrical equipment and salt water, it can cause some real bad problems, fires and stuff. So it's working really good. But yeah, I hope it works out well for you, Soli. Like, I think it's working this time for me. I'm not 100% sure, but it's just one of them. And it's the fish room's an experiment, and we enjoy doing it, so that's what we do. I'll move the angelfish breeding tank camera around in a second, and we can see what's going on in them tanks, because you might be able to see it on camera, you might not. Obviously, I can't zoom in on these cameras, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest, because usually if I were videoing, then I'd zoom in real close and you'd be able to see them swimming. But I'll try and move the camera now, and then hopefully you guys can see. So I'm back. Yeah, so that's the tank that I've been doing. I'm going to change that title there just to, I don't know, fish room camera or something. Room cam. Because we'll publish other things on there in a little while. But yeah, if you can sort of see where, so the left hand side is obviously the air stern, the right's the heater. If you're looking between the two, you can see like the brine shrimp. Now this camera is pretty far away and it's not zoomed in, so you can see the brine shrimp are swimming around, especially the sort of white going around. Now that's pretty good to say that it's not zoomed in, because it is a fair distance away. You're talking like 2 foot. To be able to see them at that range is obviously not baby brine shrimp that we all know and love out of the hatchery, because you wouldn't be able to see them from that distance. I mean, obviously, if you're pumping lures into your tank, you're going to see them real close, but you can see the white sort of darting around. Now, I can't remember the stage. Sol is in. Oh, jump back in, Sol. Sorry, I didn't see you there. You can jump back in, no problem. So you can see the white that's darting around there. Now, that's obviously a bigger brine shrimp than you see from your hatchery. It's just one of them things. So if you want to jump back in, jump back in. I didn't actually see you on the thing. I'll just add the link again if you want to jump in. That's awesome. I love to have people on stage. It really helps out as well for question and answers, because you can ask 2 people rather than 1. It works out so much easier. Jody's just saying, I can see the white adults. Yeah, I think it's going well, Jody. Like I said, you wouldn't be able to see the brine shrimp if they were still the little orange babies, but you can sort of see them. If anything, there's probably too many in there. I think it could foul up the water because there's so many fish in there. But yeah, it's one of them things. If you want to jump back in, Sally, you can do. If you're still there, I'm not sure if you're still there, if you've gone. Or if you just want to watch, you can watch. It's up to you. Now I'm going to enjoy some of my sandwich because I'm absolutely starving to death. I'm not going to talk with my mouth full. But yeah. Sorry, guys, like lunchtime. Yeah, so I actually had to Google how to paste the link because I didn't know how to do it. Yeah, we all have to eat sometimes. Agreed. Yeah, so I've had a bit of a busy day. So I took the children to school this morning. My wife's just started some new stuff because she's like building a career up at the minute. She works in dentistry. I can never say that word. So she's a dental nurse, so she's got like the perfect teeth. So she's been doing that for a couple of years. She's a qualified nurse as well, so she does that. She's nursing and stuff. And it's Sully's saying I can see them. If you want to jump back in, Sully, you can do. I just didn't see you in the little section. If you just click the link, you can jump on. It's fine. If you don't want to, you don't want to. It's up to you. I don't mind either way. But yeah, if you look really carefully, you can sort of see there's like a massive at the bottom. But like I say, the camera's not very good at zooming when you're on a live stream. When you're doing the videos, you can sort of move the camera to where you want. You can, if you zoom from further back. So instead of being close to the tank, if you come back and zoom right in, you tend to get a better shot. So they're doing pretty good. I also got some awesome photographs of my rams, my Super Red German Blue rams. They're actually breeding, so they're in full breeding colours. They've got all the red nose and all that stuff, and they look absolutely stunning, like really nice, really full bodied as well. So been feeding them well because I feed them too much, to be honest. I spoil them to death with whatever I can find usually. But they're doing all right. You can see my rainbow fish tank. It's going really well. I think some of the boys man is like to fight, but it's just the real world, isn't it? Boys fight, and that's what they do. They're looking awesome at the moment. I'm really happy with that tank. I'm just going to rescape on it. I didn't film it, but you can see I've done like an island sort of thing going on in the middle there. And just sort of planted them rocks around. But yeah, they're doing really nice. I'm still looking for some girls for them boys. I'd like to get a nice breeding pair of girls and boys of them. But unfortunately, in the UK, Bozeman's are just so hard to find, especially good ones. These ones are really nice. I actually bought these from a local like LFS, and they've been bulletproof, literally bulletproof. Feed them high protein food. They get baby brine shrimp, spirulina, everything. They get. Oh, I can see there. 1 second. There we go. Nice.
I don't know if you can see them. As I say, they've just started going white now.
I'll just pull you up. 1 second. I don't know how to do it, but I will get you there in a minute. I'm just trying to put you on full screen, Sally. 1 minute. I'm not sure how you do it, but I'll get you there. Yeah, so that when they go white, I'm assuming that means that they're starting to grow out a little bit.
I don't know whether you can see or not.
Yeah, I'll just pull you up. That's it. Yeah, so I can just see some going down towards the pebbles at the bottom.
Well, I put the pebbles on because I was advised it'll give something for the algae to grab hold of, later.
Yeah, totally understand that. So that's why I were looking to put some in there. I was thinking about putting some crushed coral or something like that in there.
You'll have to excuse me. I've only just got up, so.
No problem at all. No problem. We're all in the same boat here, I think.
I've got a little tank here. This is my gouramis and a couple of small rainbow fish, and then I've got my big planted tank over there.
Nice. That one behind you there is beautiful. Yeah, that is real stunning. Wow. Is that got CO2 on it, Surly?
Yeah, they've both got CO2 on them. I suffer with mental health, and my PA got me into this, and it's done me the world of good.
I agree. So I've got ADHD, so I'm in a similar boat. And someone said to me, "Why didn't you start the aquarium hobby?" Which I did. And all of a sudden, I just felt found this sort of peace of being around water. Do you know?
I love it. It's so peaceful. I'd rather sit and watch these than watch the telly. I really would.
That's exactly what I do. I sit and watch the fish more than I do the TV. I mean, you can see now I've got this tank lit up in the background, the rainbow fish tank, which is on the screen there. The TV's, you know, it's just off. I don't watch any telly really.
No, I find this so good. I won't go into detail, but I get a lot of voices and things like that, and this takes my mind off them. And I know it sounds quite comical, but I can actually say to them now, "Oh, shut up! I'll give you 5 minutes when I've finished doing some maintenance." You know what I mean? And it works.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I know it sounds a bit crazy, but it works for me.
Everyone's got their own struggles in life, haven't they? So no one's perfect, and we just gotta roll with it and do what you do to deal with it, haven't you? So.
Thank you very much. But like I say, I saw you doing the brine shrimp, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a little project. I'll have a go at that. I'll give that a
That's exactly what I did. Exactly the same. I saw it on YouTube, and I thought, you know what, I'd love to do that project, and it'll help because you can scoop out the adults and feed them to your bigger fish, and then you can use the babies to spread around the smaller fish, which in my eyes is like the perfect food because they've always been good as food, aren't they, brine shrimp? Most aquariums that have got multiple fish tanks or multi-tank syndrome, as we call it, are always looking for the next best thing, aren't we? So, yeah, I agree totally.
Oh, if I won the lottery, I think the whole house would be covered in tanks.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll be with you. I'll be with you on that. Jody,
yeah. Sorry.
Jody's just asked a question there. How many tanks do you have, Dave? I think at the moment I've got 33, maybe 35. I'm not sure. One of the two. I've got like 7 big tanks, and then the rest of them are just little breeder tanks. Oh, you've got a cat too. Nice.
Hey, hello.
My cats have just been in. I'm not sure where they've gone now, but well, they're not mine. They're my partners, but they love them. So. Do you find that your cats still drink out of the tanks, Surly?
Sorry?
Do you find that your cats will drink water out of the tanks?
No, he does sit there and, like pour the tank, though. Goes at the tank trying to get there. But he's quite happy to sit there and watch the fish for hours.
Yeah, so we've got this TV stand here, and the cats will jump up and walk behind the TV, and then it goes to the back of the rainbow fish tank there. And when I feed them, obviously the plecos come out along the bottom. So the girl cat will sit and watch. That's like a favourite place. She'll watch the fish swimming around in the chlorid. But I'm always concerned about the silicon, on the edges. I always think, oh God, are they going to chlor it up or whatever? But it tends to be all right.
Yeah, he'll sit and watch. He'll sit there for ages and watch them, so keeps him happy.
Do you want to show us around your tank, Surly? Would that be all right? Or
yeah. How do I turn the thing round? I don't know how to turn the camera around.
It just shows what fish you've got and stuff, and what plants you're growing.
I'll try. I've got some dwarf gouramis, some dwarf golden ones.
Them plants are growing absolutely mint.
Rainbow fish there.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
And the small blue-eyed ones, I think they're called clowns or something, with the yellow tails. That's not the best. I can't see what I'm doing. I actually turn the camera around.
If you just press slowly on the 3 white dots, then put back camera, it should work.
Aha. No. I've got no idea what we're doing. Yeah, so that's that one. And the other one is just, well, these are all live bearers. There's guppies, platies, mollies, some pandagaras.
Yeah, they're awesome. I was just moving the fish room camera quickly.
Do that.
I was just moving my fish room camera around. One moment. Did you manage to switch the camera around?
No.
No. I'll pop it back on you.
Press.
You what, sorry?
What do I press?
If you press, I think there's like 3 little white dots. Not that one. I think Sully's just dropped off for a minute there, but absolutely beautiful plants. To be honest, that's some of the best planted tanks I've seen in a long time. Oh, he's back again. Here we go.
I did.
Yeah, if you just press, there's like the 3 little white dots. If you look on the bottom of the screen, it says my camera chat and then more, is it? It might have just lost him a little again there. Yeah, I agree, Jody. Very, very nice tanks there.
Camera, chat, and more.
Yeah, if you click on more, and I think it says
camera.
Yeah, and then put front. Oh, no, back. I think it is. There you go.
Mission. All right, what have we?
If you just turn your phone sideways, so it'll go landscape. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So now it's full screen.
Got gouramis in there. Some. If I can catch it. Oh, sorry, I'm all over the place.
Don't worry at all. Honestly, them reds in there are absolutely stunning.
Rainbow. Some really small rainbow there as well in the background, as you can see. There you go.
That is beautiful. That
some orange gouramis, yellow gouramis, honey gouramis, and tetras, and again some pandagaras to keep the algae down. They're absolutely brilliant.
What would you say is your most kept fish? Is it a gourami species?
That's just this tank. It's like I said, I've only been doing it about a year.
Wow. So, if you can grow plants like that after a year, you need to get into aquascaping immediately.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a tree going on this side.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Really nice.
So, and then the other one. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there you go.
Wow.
This one I actually won. I filled in a survey for Fluval.
Right.
I won the Joule 260.
That's a bonus.
It was indeed, and they gave me. It came with the. Is it 307 or 407, something like that?
Yeah, that's what I run on my guppy tank, the 307.
Yeah, well, these are like guppies and platies and mollies. And then I've got a little fry tank there.
Yeah, the plants in them tanks, are massive. That's some of the best plants I've seen in a long time.
Oh, I feed them nutrients once a week.
What CO2 and nutrients are you using?
Oh, there you go.
Is that a biosystem? That
Colombo.
Yeah.
But and then I've got an inch of soil substrate underneath that gravel as well.
So like the MD fish tanks sort of thing.
Sorry?
Like an MD fish tanks. Do you watch that?
No, I've never seen it. I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, you want to look at MD fish tanks. It's a massive channel on YouTube. He does a lot of planted tanks, planted aquariums.
Oh, I will do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, take a look at them. They're really good. If you just press the buttons again, so you can, that's it. Yeah. Jodie P's just saying she's just been doing it for over a year as well, which is incredible. There's some really good fish keepers out there. You know, a lot of people like me. I watched a lot of this stuff during lockdown, and then it just inspired me to do more tanks. And obviously, breeding fish is my thing. Obviously, you know, Solly's spending a lot of time with his plants. You can see that without a doubt on the. Just I'll pick this one out. There we go. Yeah, you can see you can spend a lot of time with them tanks, so let's have plants like that because they are real nice, real nice.
Thank you. I will get another tank. I want a whole. I just want a tank for rainbow.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing there with the rainbow fish tank.
Been looking. I think I found that'll be like my next project. So
I've always wanted. Sorry, go on.
I'll have to see what my pension checks are like in the next month.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's always money that stops us. If we had unlimited money, we'd be building all sorts of stuff.
Ages, and it's so hard to trace your pensions when companies change and bits and bobs. But I'm like, I'm not working now, so. And you phone them up, it's like, oh, we don't. This isn't. It's a different company now. So, but I've managed to get on top of it, so that's made life a lot easier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. It's sort of it's a similar thing for me. Like with I've only got so many funds. I've got a family and missus and all that stuff. So I've got to be very cautious what I do. But if I could build anything, I'd have a massive pond somewhere. You know, like an indoor pond.
Oh yeah,
with arowanas in it and all sorts of stuff. Jody P's just asking, are they Bolivian rams, Dave? No, they're not. They're just juvenile super reds. For some reason, my rams. I've no idea why. They look like Bolivians until they get to about 6 months old. And once they get to 6 months old, they start getting the red nose and then they get the German blue ram colours after that. I have no idea why. They just seem to grow up like that. I'd love to see your tanks, Jody. I think you should get some makeup on, get your hair done, get yourself a strong coffee and get on this screen. What's your plans for the future then, So are you looking to breed fish or are you going to be doing some planted aquariums?
I've done the guppies and the platies and that. They're quite easy, but maybe when I've got a bit more knowledge, I'll have a go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Strong coffee check. She's coming.
I'm quite lucky. I'm divorced now, so you know I haven't got to ask permission anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not. So I'm gonna ask for permission. That's hence why I started the fish room.
Can you?
I started off with 2 tanks, and then once I'd done the 2 tanks in the house, she kind of liked them because I did them to an extreme where they were like planted and they basically look like picture frames. You know, with it like the rimless one at the back there with the fancy lights and the peace lilies coming out. So she was quite happy with them ones. When I started breeding fish on the kitchen worktops, I had air pumps going everywhere and little breeder boxes going all over the place. She soon changed her mind and said, I don't want any of this stuff in the kitchen, which, fair point. I get that totally. So I stopped that off and then I've got the fish room then. And we got the shed there, but we're actually thinking about maybe upgrading and moving again, because we've only been here for 2 years. The house is beautiful, but we don't have much space because it's a new build house, and I'm looking for a bigger area to do my breeding projects because I'm literally making so many fry at the minute. I could potentially make a business out of it. So that's what I'd rather be breeding fish than working in construction at the minute. Construction trade's a bit rocky. Breeding fish, I'm pretty good at, as you've probably seen from my channel, you know, the rainbows and the angels and all that stuff. So I'm hoping to get them going off. Jody P saying, in about 10 minutes, my kids get up for school. So I think she's tied up. She'll be doing breakfast and school runs and all that stuff. So hopefully next time, Jody, will get you on the channel.
Quite a time difference, isn't there, in the States?
Yeah, I mean, I've been to some parts of America, and I thought I don't know why I thought it was 12 hours, but obviously I think it's more like 6. Could be more like 6 hours. So I probably started the live stream a little bit earlier than I should have done. I should have been more, towards 1, 2 o'clock here. And more. A lot of my subscribers are American, so about 6 hours time difference. Yes, I've got Jodie out of bed just to watch this live stream.
Bless her.
And thank you very much, Jodie, for jumping on at stupid o'clock in the morning, before the hair were even done. Thank you. I really appreciate it, like, so much. You've got a lot of subscribers when you do YouTube, and you'll get the ones that sort of come in now every now and again, but you get your loyal ones like Jodie and Jeff Pelham, and there's loads that just sort of come together as. And I like YouTube not just for the content and making a bit of extra money to pay for the fish room. It's also the community as well. The community is really nice, and I really like having that community. I'm just going to have to take a break for 30 seconds, but I will be back with you in no time at all. So I'll just leave you with the rainbow fish tank, and I'll be back in one moment. So I'm back again, guys. Thank you for joining. Jesse, nice to see you there. Whoa, there's loads of comments. I need to catch up. Let's see. Love the turquoise rainbows, JDP saying. We've got Jesse, morning, you demon fish keeping bastard. Yeah, that sounds very Irish. The mother of Finn, Salem. Is it Salem? I'm not sure. I just know Jesse as Jesse. Awesome channel, by the way. If you haven't been watching Jesse's channel, you need to get to know, because that is one good channel, and that guy is funny, like proper funny. Who else? I'm assuming you've just woke up as well, Jesse, or you're very close to being woke up. Haley Hunter, my beautiful wife, is in the chat. Hello, darling. It's lunchtime. So she's watching currently at work, which is awesome. She supports my channel. And to be honest, if it wasn't for my beautiful wife, we wouldn't have a channel anyway. She pushed me to do good things, and that's why I did the channel. Haley saying, hi, Jodie. And Jodie saying, morning, Haley. Haley's currently into half a day's work, I'm assuming. And also Jesse's saying Haley as well. So hello, babe. Hope you're doing well. Sorry I didn't answer the phone. It's currently in the fish room. Doing the fish room cam on the fighting rams at the minute. But I'm going to move the camera around in the fish room actually, and we'll have a look at something else that's going on. Hope you're doing awesome. I'm probably going to do a live stream till about 2-3 o'clock UK time or GMT. Actually, they've changed it. It used to be GMT, Greater Mean Time, which was the standard time for the UK. But Haley Horizon, yeah, in the house. She's just recently got rid of her tanks, which is a shame because she loved the aquarium hobby. But she's too busy at the minute with the cats. One of them being quite ill, and obviously work as well. She's trying to build a career up at the minute and trying to get to new heights on that. So fair enough. You know, sometimes you got to leave it alone. Sometimes other things come up. And the aquarium hobby is very demanding, as you guys know. Trying to run a fish room and fish tanks is quite stressful, actually, sometimes. To say it's quite a laid-back hobby from, you know, a hobby point of view. Fish keeping in general, when you're getting problems, can take up a lot of time. So totally understand why she's done that. I'm sure she'll come back eventually with more tanks at some point in her life. But right now it's just not suitable for what she's wanting to do in her own life. So fair enough, you know, it's how it goes. But yeah, I'll be still continuing to make videos as always. And I've actually taken over the tanks that she had and the better fish that she was keeping. So I've put one of the better fish in the rainbow tank. You might spot him if you're a keen-eyed viewer. Is in there somewhere. You can just see him there in the center of the screen, just above the Rainbow Fish Aquarium logo, just right in between the wood. I didn't know if it'd be all right with the angelfish, but it seems to be doing all right. There's no rip fins or anything like that. It generally keeps out of the way of the rainbow fish. And she had another better fish that I'll be doing a tank scape on at some point, and that should be a nice video to for you guys to check out. So that'll be an up and coming project, hopefully. And we'll be doing that in the future. Until then, I've been doing some, I've been setting up some outside the fish room content. That's going to be a members only channel. So if you wanted to join as a member, then feel free to do that. I've kept the price low as I can do. YouTube will let you go to £1 to be a member. And then I've done it to the lowest one. If you're interested in what I do outside the fish room, then feel free to join. If you're not, then fair play. There's going to be some stuff on there that's just totally random to fish keeping. But I know a lot of people have asked me, you know, how's it going, Dave? What do you do out of the fish room? And that's why I've decided to do my members only page as outside the fish room content rather than what you see on my normal channel. So My channel will be generally fish keeping or breeding or planter tank content, but the outside the fish room stuff will be stuff that I just do randomly, and I just want to do little films and videos about. It won't be as edited as hard as it is on my main channel. My main channel videos get edited quite hard. I'm spending a full 12 hours editing them videos, but the content that's going to be the members only section is going to be just general stuff that I do, you know, outdoor stuff and whatever. Thank you, Jody P, for joining the memberships. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. I need to catch up on these comments because I'm pretty sure that Jesse's throwing some mad stuff in here. I could just let me see. Haley arising in the house, slanging and banging, talking names. Yeah, I love this guy. Jesse's funny as hell, man. I love this channel. That's probably this is my favorite. It's my favorite fish keeping channel. Yeah, I don't have any patience either, Haley. Can't be moving my patience either. I tried. Haha, that's funny. Yeah, no, he's good. He's good. I like this kid. Right, I'm going to go and move the fish room camera. So I'm going to be 2 seconds, guys. I promise I'll be with you in a minute to answer any mad questions you've got or whatever. But this fish room camera is looking a bit shiny. You can see all the lights and the reflection, and I'm not happy with it. So I'm going to put it up on the screen. And I'll put the rainbows up on the screen. I'll be back with you in 2 seconds' time. So I'm back again. I've done the Oscar fish tank. Hopefully you can see it all right. Here we go. I live at the rainbow fish tank. I'd rather watch that than my TV. Love even, Haley Hunter says. That's yeah, we do that, don't we? Generally, we watch. This is my beautiful wife. If you're not up to date, Haley in the chat. We do generally watch the fish tank more than the telly. It's pretty awesome, to be fair, that we've got this beautiful nature, especially where they come from. I mean, the rainbow fish, Papua New Guinea, Australia, all in crazy places that we haven't visited yet. The Oscars there, Amazon, you know, where we're looking at Peru, all the Amazon basin, absolutely stunning to have. It's a luxury to have these things in this houses. I appreciate that every day. It's a nice thing to have. Who we're talking to here? Is that Christine from the Koi Summit? Forgotten. Yeah. Let's have a look. Is Jessie still in the room? I'm not sure. It's nice to have my partner in the chats. Actually, I think she's got an hour dinner break today because she's spoiled. She's saying hi to Ghost and Phantom, which is awesome. Haley's seen these from this big to this big. So Ghost especially is roughly about 14 inches now and about that wide, 4 inches, maybe 3 inches. They're spoiled to death to get prawns and all sorts of stuff that I can feed them. So I generally spoil my Oscars. They're my pets and they're not for sale ever. I got them for Father's Day for children, and I'll continue to look after them guys. Although recently I've been feeling a little bit sad that they're not in a bigger tank, because Ghost has got to the size where the turning circle, and even in the 5-foot tank, his turning circle's very tight. So I was hoping that if we do end up moving fish rooms and house at some point in the future, which is very likely, we're going to be looking for somewhere that's got a garage, and I'm hoping that I can do some sort of ponds in the middle of the garage and then tanks around the edge. If we can do that, then that'd be awesome, because I would give Ghost and Phantom their own pond to live in, which would be really nice, because they're outgrowing the 5-foot tank. Even though there's only 2 fish in there, I think they need some more room. To be fair, like as a bit of a project. And I'd also like to do like a spider wood themed skate from somewhere where they can have a line of sight between each other. Because obviously at the minute the Oscar tank is it's just a bare bottom tank, and there's no structure in there for them to hide. So I'd like them to have somewhere where they could get away from things a little bit. That'd be really nice. Haley's just saying, I've just had a 2.5-hour root canal and I need an hour's break. Ha ha. I have no idea what that means. I don't want to know what it means, because I absolutely hate the dentist, as I'm sure a lot of people do. But yeah, the Jody Peace, but oh my Haley. So I'm assuming she knows what that means. I have no idea. I'm assuming it means you getting your drilling. I mean, I work in construction, so my head is saying DeWalt drill with a decent drill bit on would sort it out quite quickly. But yeah. So if anyone's got any questions, then drop them on me. That's fine. I'm going to put a link as well in the chat just now. If you want to come up on the panel, you can jump on the screen and talk to us. It's up to you. You don't have to. You can do if you like. I'm hoping Jesse's around, because I know he's got a big mouth and he likes to talk. I'm joking, Jesse. But I know you'll probably jump if it's not too early in the morning. We had Soli on earlier. Soli was on the panel and he was showing us his brine shrimp hatchery, and also he gave us a sneak peek of some of the planted tanks that he's keeping in his house, and they were absolutely stunning. I've not seen plant growth like that. He had 3 tanks in his living room and there was really on point. The growth on he had red stems in there and the whole works. The planted tank were looking amazing. If it looks like I'm going black and white, it's because the sun's going behind the clouds and it's affecting my camera for some unknown reason. But yeah, it's been a pretty laid back live stream. I don't want to go too crazy on it. You know, this is what we're doing in rah. If you do want to see stuff like that, check out my videos. I'm doing loads of breeding projects at the minute. Like I said in the last video that I did in the last live stream, I've got 3 pairs of gem blue rams that are sat on eggs. I've actually just been in the fish room now when I'm moving the camera, and the gem blue rams are moving the fry. So that's a good indication that they're going to be up in the water in the next couple of days. So I'll be siphoning them out and they'll be going into their own tank. So if you keep up with the videos, guys, then you'll see, projects like that. We've got some baby angels. I think there's around 10 out of maybe 100 that survived. And also we've got the gem blue rams that we pulled the eggs on. That was just totally random. Pulled the eggs on and I've just dumped them in a tank. And I've been making some infusoria as well over the last couple of weeks. I've been putting the infusoria in the tank before the rams went in. So I'm pretty sure there would have been a steady supply of microscopic food for them guys to eat. I've also been feeding them with Acari First Bites and, a mixture of Acari First Bites. And because we've gone on to the brine shrimp project, I've been mixing some spirulina powder in as well, which has really helped just for that microscopic food thing, guys. And I've noticed over the last couple of days, the survival rate's been increased dramatically, which is a nice thing to see. The thing is with rams and cichlids in general, so, if you're doing the apistogrammas, German blue rams, Bolivian rams, whatever, electric blue rams, whatever cichlid that you're doing, micro cichlids, you need to get that microscopic food into the water column, and you need it to be running in the water column constantly. So good airflow to lift it off the bottom and do a circulating pattern really helps. And I find that Acari first bites dissolves in the water really well, egg yolk and also spirulina powder, and that'll give you the food and nourishment that the fry need for the first couple of days until you can get them onto brine shrimp. Failing that, you can use the fry foods, like the liquid stuff. I don't really do that stuff. It can foul up your water pretty quick. After doing testing in my fish room, I noticed that once you start doing the liquid fry food, after about 3 or 4 days, the nitrates can start clicking up, and you can see a bit of a balance on ammonia as well. If you're using the API test kits, you can see that the water starts changing to the green coloration after about 2 or 3 days, which is showing ammonia in your water column. And if you haven't got a good stable system, it'll just bomb your system out, and you'll start getting ammonia and stuff, and it's not good for your fry. Also, the water changes. I've been using less of the water dechlorinator than I would normally do, and I've been using a mixture of sort of tap water bubbled off from a fish room in big vats, and then some tap water with a little bit of dechlorinator in. I've noticed that the dechlorinator strips the oxygen from the water, which it can be a problem if you've got young fry, especially if you're not breeding and you just want to, you're keeping the rainbow fish tank here, then use dechlorinator on your water changes. That's absolutely fine. But if you're wanting to simulate breeding behavior and stuff in your fish, then definitely use rainwater, or you can use bubbled off water where the chlorine's evaporated naturally, rather than using dechlorinator, which will put chemical into the water. I've seen in the last year or so, if I do use dechlorinator in my water in my testing, what happens is it takes longer for the fish to breed, so you get like a bigger gap in between egg-laying fish, and also it can kill off the fry pretty easy. So if you do like a big water change in your back tank, say if you're using the Fluval hang on the side breeder boxes, if you do a big water change in the tank behind, the fry suffer. So you'll see a big loss instantly. Within 24 hours, you'll probably lose like 50% of your fry. If you're doing water change from rainwater, then you've got to be aware that the rainwater is a much lower pH. You're probably hitting like a 6 on the pH scale rather than a 7. And if you're doing cichlids, it's okay. But if you're doing like the rainbow fish, what you want to do is take the rainwater, put it into a vat, but you just want to chuck loads of like crushed coral in there, some bicarbonate soda, anything just to buff it up to the 7 pH. That really helps as well. So I'm going to have a look at the comments. Solid's back. Wish I had teeth. Yeah, that'd be awesome. They have great teeth as a result. Oh no, Sully, I'll make you some. Haley Hunt is saying she'll make some. That's fine. Red Laser, nice of you to jump in. Nice to see you again. I haven't seen you for a little while. Sully's joined as a member as well. Thank you very much for Jody P and Sully to jump in. Like I say, guys, the videos won't be as edited as my usual content on the channel, but you'll get to see like a bit of Dave outside the fish room. I think the first one that I've done is, don't worry about that, it's just my partner's handbag falling off my chair because she always likes to hang it on it. Thanks, Haley. The first video that I did, I was eating scrambled egg in the garden, enjoying the sun. So enjoy that video. But I will be doing more videos outside the fish room on bits and bats, visiting fish shops as well. That's really key to my content on YouTube. I started off a lot of my videos with visiting local fish shops in the area and doing videos on them. So I'm going to be doing a lot of them kind of videos on my members only channel from now on. One, because I want to generate some income from my house because my work's really slow at the minute. But also, I think it's a nice way to have a smaller community that can enjoy, the sort of premium videos as it were on that platform. So it will be a paid for service. So you guys will have to pay so much a month. A couple of quid a month's not that much, but it helps me boost my channel up. It helps you guys get stuff to watch if on an evening if you're bored. And that's what I'm going to be looking to do. So thank you very much for Soli and Jody for joining the members only channel. Hopefully we can generate some more people. I'm going to be doing some members only live streams as well, and lots and lots of members only videos, because it's easier to record with less editing. Obviously, I'm going to be doing the same amount of videos on my normal channel, so I'll be releasing one a week on every Saturday or Sunday, like I have been doing for the last year or so. But I'm wanting to sort of pick up my members only as well. So all the members only videos, because it's a paid thing, I'm not going to be putting any any advertisements on them videos. So they'll be ad free, so you'll be able to watch them without no ads. Obviously, my main channel will have ads on them because that's the way YouTube does that. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. So God, yeah, it's nice to see you in the chat again. It's been a while. Slowly back to YouTube. Life has been upside down for a while. I totally appreciate that. God, it's just one of them things. I've been doing sort of all sorts as well. I've been working 2 jobs and stuff. It's been a bit of a mad one. Kids have been off for the Easter holidays. It's just been crazy. So trying to fit all the YouTube stuff around that is pretty tough, but we somehow get to do it. I mean, I when I record a video, like I'll have all the clips and sections, and then wherever I get 2 minutes, be it having my breakfast or sat in the car or whatever, whenever I get a chance, I'll just put that bit of time in and do some edits. But yeah, it's been a bit of a manic one the last couple of weeks, and yeah, it just is what it is, I guess. But like I say, if you want to join in on the panel, God, it's up to you. I'm going to put the link up once again, and I'll continue to put the link up. Jody, if you manage to sort out whatever's going on at home, then I know it's early doors for you. Then jump on. I really want to see these tanks. I want to see these tanks that you've got. But yeah, it's going pretty well. You can see the Oscars hitting some algae at the back there. The dual water change, that is one of the only tanks that I do dechlorinator in mainly because I like to put dechlorinator in. We obviously know it kills chlorine. If it kills chlorine, it kills most things, heavy metals and whatever else. They're a soft water fish, 6 pH to 6.5. They really don't mind. But what I always find with the dechlorinators that I use is they strip out the oxygen from the water column. And I think that's what causes a lot of the fry die-offs as well, especially for very young fry. So from the wiggler stage to the just free swimming stage, the strip off of oxygen is really detrimental into the fish's health. And that's when you can get some of them, what they call like bottom sliders or whatever they're called. You'll find some that they'll swim to the top and they'll get the swim bladder ready to go for being adult fish. But some of them just can't make that thing. And I think a lot of it's to do with the water dechlorinator that we use when we're breeding fish. If you look at someone that's using like a strictly rainwater system to do their fry tanks, you'll find that most of them, or 90% of the fish, will survive and they'll do really good and they'll be really strong fish. The ones that are using chemicals, the water dechlorinators, methylene blue for hatching out the eggs, etc., really struggle to get the fry to adult stage. And I've noticed that, especially in my fish room, if I use the methylene blue way to hatch eggs, the fry just don't survive. What I tend to do is, so like the angelfish eggs that I've got in my 2-litre fluval breeder box at the moment, what I do is I'll let the parents sit on the eggs for like 2 or 3 days. As soon as I see the eyes or the black sort of forming in the eggs, you can do that by using your phone camera. So if you've just got your phone set up anywhere, hold it in your hand, whatever, and use the zoom function and stand a little way back and zoom right into the eggs. And if you can start seeing the black in the eggs, that's the time when you want to pull them, because within 24 hours in a warm water situation, so if you've got them at like 78 Fahrenheit, up to 80 Fahrenheit, sort of, on way to 30 degrees Celsius, them eggs will hatch pretty quick. So you need to sort of move them at that point into whatever container, tote, whatever you've got, little Tupperware box, whatever, that you want to hatch your eggs out. But use aquarium water. Do not put in methylene blue, because that can really hinder the fish's health and growth during the first stages of life. So what I tend to do is once I see that sort of black formation or the eyes or the tail or whatever in the eggs, I'll move them across, get turkey baster, or I'll spray aquarium water on the eggs into my container and basically wash the eggs off of the slate or stone or whatever they've laid them on. And then I'll watch them constantly. I mean, Haley she'll attest to this, that I'm in my fish room morning, dinner and night every single day without fail. I do brine shrimp every single day. And I'm there. You've got to be there consistently. You can't go, out with your mates on a Friday night and then feed your fish on Saturday dinner time. Because when you go back on Saturday dinner time, half of them will be gone. You've just got to be. It's either the fish room or nothing. Like you can't be breeding fish if you're not dedicated to doing that. So I'll jump on the comments. Haley Hunter, love you're doing amazing. So proud of you. Thank you very much, Haley. I appreciate that. I'm obviously a family man, and I try my best I try 100% in everything I do, to be honest. Probably about an hour or so before I can join. That's probably fine. I'm going to do a long live stream today. I'm picking up the children later on. I'm going to stay on live till probably about 3 o'clock. If I'm on the screen or not, obviously I've got to eat and drink and go to the toilet just like everyone else. But I'm going to keep the live stream running. I'll tell you when the breaks are, and hopefully you can join in. Haley's saying, going to get off. Enjoy the rest of your live stream. Yeah, so she's got to do a surgery this afternoon, so she's going to be fairly busy. See you later, babe. And I'll see you tonight for tea, hopefully. Yeah, well, I will. I love you too. Red Laser or God, have a good rest of your day, Haley. So hopefully she enjoys the rest of her day. Obviously, it's hard work where she is, being in that sort of environment. There's things that can go wrong. It's very stressful, and that's the way it is with medical work, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm going to just drop off the camera for 30 seconds again. I'm going to get something to eat quickly, and I'll be with you in 5 minutes. So I'm back. Thank you for being patient, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Yes, it's been a long old haul this year with the breeding projects and other things that I've got going on in day-to-day life, as you can imagine. Everyone's got their own thing going on, and hopefully we should be doing some bigger projects in the future. We're on about recently renting units and stuff to expand the fish room. It's clear that I'm pretty decent hashtag at breeding fish, especially the egg-laying fish, which is really nice. That's what I want to do as a career now. I've been doing tiling, floor and wall tiling for at least 16 years now as a business, self-employed business in the UK, which has been really good to me. I can always fall back on that if I need to be, doing that sort of work. It's very manual labour. It's very hard, and doing the taxes and books and things like that is very difficult. On top of the workload that I've been doing in recent years, so obviously, if I do it as a full-time career, fish keeping, and start breeding fish commercially, then obviously that brings its own responsibilities, tax, and wages and things like that. I'd like to employ a couple of people to be able to run the project that I've got going on, but in recent times it's been difficult to get properties where I live because of the population. Really, I live in a small town. It was actually voted one of the biggest in the UK at one point. So the population is very high. The unit space is very expensive. I'm in between two big cities in England, in the north of England, Manchester and Leeds, which is sort of the band of Britain, we usually call it. So there's like one motorway that crosses the whole of the UK, and that's the band of Britain, basically. God's just saying, yes, sir, very good at breeding fish. Yeah, I'd like to think so. For my short time in the hobby, it's been a very big learning curve. I've learned a lot of stuff in the last couple of years. And I always say to people, if they say to me, is it easy to keep rainbow fish? Is it easy to keep Oscars? Is it easy to keep angelfish? Yeah, it is. What's not easy to keep is the water quality. And that is what fish keeping is about to me. Keeping the water quality stable and adequate for the fish that you're keeping is very, very important. Now, I don't do massive water changes. I know some guys do. The only real tank that I do massive water changes on is that one, this one, the Oscar tank. They're very messy eaters, and obviously the big fish, so they create lots of waste. Apart from that, if it's a planted aquarium, I generally speaking do top-ups, which is not generically accepted in the fish keeping world. I generally do top-ups because it keeps the pH on a stable, balanced platform. So what I usually do is I'll keep an eye on the water parameters, but I generally just do top-ups because it keeps the water stable. If you're doing big 50% water changes, you are not keeping your water stable. That's what I see it as. You're pulling 50% of the water that you've got in and adding 50% of water that is totally different in all aspects, the heavy metals, the pH, the hardness, everything's different about the water that you put back in. Because once you put water in a planted tank, the plants are consuming constantly and filtering the water out. Some shrimp and fish do. They're filtering the water out and changing the chemistry of the water. So, say for instance, a rainbow fish tank there, there's that many plants in there that are filtering the water out. If I add straight tap water to that with some dechlorinator in, the water that's added to that tank is totally different to the water that's in the aquarium. And that can offset the balance and stop breeding activity. It can stop everything, basically. It kills off biological media in your filters because it's getting sucked into the media. And the media is, when you've got like a canister filter like I do on the rainbow fish tank there, there's millions and billions and trillions of bacteria in that tank and the filter as well that are used to that water that you've got in there. And then you just drop in a ton of different temperature, different pH, different everything, hardness water into it. It's impossible to get the exact same parameters of what you've got in the tank. I mean, yes, if you've got the fish in a river or stream, it's going to rain, the parameters are going to change. I totally agree. But do we need to do that as hobbyists and aquarists? I don't think so. You can just top off the water. Yes, you are altering the pH and chemistry of the water by adding water to it, but you're changing it dramatically. I don't really think so. So the rainbow tank, once it's evaporating, you might lose like 2 or 3 liters of water. 2 or 3 liters to 300-400 liters of water is a pebble in the ocean. It's far different to dropping, 50% of water change. If you've got 300 liters of water and you're putting 150 liters of straight tap water in with some dechlorinator, that's a big step in shifting the parameters of that water column compared to 2 liters. It's something to think about whilst you're doing breeding projects and stuff. And I think, if you watch people like Master Breeder Dean on Aquarium Corp, I always go back to him because he's so successful in breeding fish. If you look at his actual setup, yes, he does clean out the tanks, cleans out the sponge filters, but he's using, if you look at his water intake, it's the same. He's using filters that do one of 2 things. They strip out the water column. So when his water's pumped into his fish room, the water's totally stripped. He's using a carbon block filter, so there's no chlorine, chloramines, heavy metals. It's all taken out in the filters. He's basically getting nearly RO water coming into his fish room, and he's got a heat controller as well. So if you watch him when he's putting water into the fish tanks, the water's totally stripped. It's coming into the fish tanks at the same room temperature, the same water temperature as it would if he would still breeding as the same water as he's got in his fish tanks. So you've got to sort of kind of weigh up what you're doing there. If you're a straight hobbyist like me, where you're getting water from the tap and pumping it into your tanks, then you need to look at like what sort of pH is coming in. My average tap water is like 6.5 pH. I live in the countryside, and most of my water that goes into the reservoirs where I live goes through peat moss. So it drops the pH, and it totally filters the water until it comes into the home. At that point, it's been, the local water companies added chlorine to the water, which is obviously not good for fish. That's why we use the dechlorinators and things. But putting the dechlorinators into water is also another chemical that mixes with the consistent tanks that you've got, which kills off the bacteria in the water, which also kills off the bacteria in your tank. And also water dechlorinators in general strip out the oxygen from the tank. And oxygen, when you've got egg-laying fish, is vital. Because a lot of the egg-laying fish, they actually breathe before they breathe air out the water before they breathe it out the top of the tank to do the swim bladder. So that can cause real issues as well. Red Laser, aka God, one of my trusted mods, agree. I'm not doing big water changes. Sorry, I've read that totally wrong. Agree. I'm not doing big water changes person. For me, pH is the issue. I like to keep it under 6.5. Yeah. So the water changes can shift the. People always complain the fish are dying and whatever, and they're causing stress and they're getting ick and all sorts of stuff like that. Well, 90% of the time, in my opinion, because I know there's 1,000,001 YouTube channels that say different, and say, oh, you should do, 50% water change minimum, do 75% if you can. I agree, top-offs are the way forward. And as an example, I do top-offs in my tanks, and I'm breeding fish like daily. I've got 3 sets of rams on eggs. I've got, rainbow fish fry in the fry container, and they're just there. So it's one of them. I don't know, it's up to you guys what you do, but for me, 7.2, 7.6 out of the tap, depending on the season. Yeah, I agree as well. In the summer months, I generally find that they put more chlorine in the water. I don't know if that's because the bacteria is growing quicker in the water at the plants where they treat it, or they just put more in the summer. I'm not sure. I don't know why they do that. But yeah, it's one of them things. I just think the top off style is far more improved. So, for instance, we've got the rainbow fish tank just here, and if you look at the plants, yeah, the plants are suffering a little bit. It's probably a little bit of a drop in calcium and stuff like that. Doing the rainwater technique that I use, generally speaking, the tap water will have more calcium and minerals in rather than the top off system from the rainwater. But it's up to you how you do it. You can combat this by using root tabs or using liquid fertilizers, which is readily available. Anywhere, any aquarium shops usually do that. Failing that, you can use Wonder Shell, stuff like that, or you can just put like a sort of like the natural way to do that would be through crushed coral or aragonite sand, Florida sand, and use calcium that way. But generally speaking, the rainbow fish that I keep should be in a 7 to 8, 9 pH, 8.5 pH, and they're thriving in 6.5 pH. I do have, if you look at the bottom of the screen where the pleco is and the core is just on the right there, there's quite a bit of crushed coral in that tank. It's 500 litres of water. You have to put a lot of coral in a freshwater tank to buffer the water up, especially from 6.5 to, what this stands at 7.8. Rainbow fish do like the harder water. I must admit, I've kept rainbow fish in 6.5, and they generally do not do as good as they would if you was keeping them in a much harder water situation. So doing the rainwater top-ups are not a good idea. They're very good for all the cichlids in there, so the angelfish that are in there, and the rams, but the rams can tolerate the higher pH, and so can the angelfish, as long as you're not going up to sort of 8. If you're not going up to 8 pH, then you should be fine. I usually keep mine at about 7.5 to 7.8 pH, and generally I don't really test for that. I can sort of see it, how the fish are being. So JP is saying I'm at 8 to 8.4. My well water also very hard. That sort of water is absolutely perfect for rainbow fish. I'd love to see a rainbow fish in that sort of pH. Obviously, with where I am in the world, and the UK struggles with high pH, unless you're in the south of England where they generally get much harder water than we do. But I would much rather, in my personal opinion, I'd rather have the harder water, the softer water, and be able to buffer up, because I find it's harder to buffer down the water. So if you're using, like, especially in England, the English oak tree, for us, they drop leaves every fall, and you can pick up leaves from them, and that will buffer your water down considerably with how they do. Yeah, JP just said I've got turquoise rainbows in my 230 gallon. They are beautiful rainbows. Like I said before, Jody, they're very, very underrated fish. You can see I've probably got around, I think it's about eight turquoise in there. I bred them actually, and obviously with rainbow fish being sort of egg scatterers on the mops, I bred about maybe 300-400 of them fish when the shop wanted them. At the moment, Praecox is in demand, so I've just added some Praecox to this tank. I've also got about between 70 and 80 juveniles, and probably roughly around 200-300 very small fry of the Praecox rainbows. But rainbow fish have always been my where my heart lies in tropical fish. They're very close to saltwater fish in coloration. They're very active. They make a tank, any tank look beautiful. It doesn't matter what tank you've got. They just look awesome. I'm hoping if we do move properties this year at some point or next year, when I do my tank build. I'm going to be building some sort of maybe plywood, big glass front tank in a garage situation, or I'm going to be doing like maybe a rainbow fish ponds. I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some projects in the upcoming future on my channel. That should be awesome. So if any of you guys want to join the panel, I'll just put the link up again. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to. Like I say, it's very laid back today. We're just having some fun chatting about fish. If you've got any questions or you want any questions answering, then feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Red Laser saying 100% hard to go down pH. Yeah, I agree. If you're low on pH, then you can always buffer a tank. I generally do because of the low pH that I get. But going down pH is it's unstable, I'd say, with the tannins. I generally find it's more difficult to go down. So what I'm thinking is in the future, what would you guys like to see? That'd be nice. I'm gonna do a subscriber project, I think. What would you like to see next? I'm just saying Dave in his swimming shorts in the big tank. That'd be real nice. So this scape that I did here was inspired by MD Fish Tanks. I'm sure you've all heard of him. He does some island type content on his channel. And I was thinking, like, the way I had this before, I had way too many plants in it. And it looks pretty nice. The battery's going to go on this camera by the looks of it. But yeah, I went for that island theme. I think it worked out pretty well. I didn't record a video for it, but it looks pretty good with the rainbows. And it also gives maybe half a foot, so 6 inch in front and maybe about a foot behind to swim around. The only thing that I don't like about this tank is I didn't put a black background on it, so you can see the wallpaper behind, which looks a bit strange. But yeah, apart from that, it looks pretty nice. What's your next project, Jody P? And what's yours, God? I'd love to hear about that in the chat. Is there some up and coming fish tank projects or fish that you'd like to keep? We'll say that. Let's keep this live going. So yeah, my up and coming projects are, which one is it? This one. I'd like to do a bit of a project with cichlids, especially. So I've got the Oscars there, but I'd like to do some bigger cichlids in the fish room at some point. The other problem with the UK is we struggle to sell the cichlids. So like any of the fish that I've got in the fish room at the moment are quite easy to sell if I want to change my mind and rescape or whatever. So Jody's saying I've become infatuated with hill stream lurchers, picking up far more species this Friday. That sounds like a nice project. The wave maker that I've got just here in the rainbow tank would be ideal for that. I can't remember the code for it, but Haiger, if you look on the video for the Haiger one, I've got some discount code for that. That'd be good for hill stream because you can make like a river aquarium with the gravel and stones. That'd be pretty nice. And God's saying tanks are much the same over the last few months. I agree. Nice, cool fish types of fish. Yeah. So I've been thinking about doing some cold water fish. I'd like to do the Aranda. I know it's totally off the bat from what I usually do, but I'd like to do the Aranda goldfish. That'd be pretty nice. That'd be a good one. Jody's just saying, working on transitioning the fish room to support hill stream lurchers in the next project, and also getting outdoor ponds going. Nice. Yeah. I'd like to do some outdoor ponds. Problem is with the UK is we fluctuate in temperature so much. It's very difficult to sustain them in the winter. Even like the months that should be warm, so like July, August. In the UK where I am, especially in the north, we get so it's like 30 degrees Celsius in the day, and then we get like the frost of the night, which is a bit of a pain, and also that can kill off fish and stuff like that. So we struggle to keep them going. But I'd love to do some outdoor ponds. Man, that's like a massive project that I'd love to do. I'd love to do some like IBC totes and just have like Daphnia growing in them and some like wild plants and stuff. That'd be awesome. And also, like a lot of the time in the UK, we do a lot of koi fish, so like koi carp and ghost carp and stuff like that. That'd be a nice one to do. God's saying, Jody has an endless supply of energy. Go girl. Jody's just saying we get down to minus 40, minus 50 in the winter. That's cold. That's real cold. We should do a live stream at some point, Jody. That'd be really nice. Solly's saying the small rainbow fish are Fucata. Oh yeah. Just remembered. Yeah, that they are quite small ones. But yeah, it'd be nice to keep some ponds and stuff. Nice to see you there, Sully. I didn't realize you were still in chat. But yeah, it's cool. So I'm going to put you on one of the tanks. I'm going to move the fish room cam because we're getting bored with the Oscars now. And we should move that around. So I'll put you on the rainbows for 2 seconds, and I'll move the Oscar cam to another tank. You can't hear me because my mic was muted, but I was having some problems with my fish room cam. So as you can probably see on there, we've got some Praecox Rainbow Fry, which is awesome. It's not the best quality, I know, guys. The camera that I'm using is a little bit sketchy, but it's going all right. So hopefully you've stayed in long enough for me to have some dinner. Everyone's got to eat sometimes, so we've got to do as we do. But we're going to be looking at doing some rainbow fish projects in the future. I'm going to put this camera on screen. Hopefully it's pretty clear. It's not too bad. You're thinking, Jesus, Dave, you've cleaned the glass. I can't believe it, because all my videos that I do, I've been moving fish around the fish room, and the glass is always got water spots on it. And I don't know why. I just generally record days after water changes, or if I'm just in the fish room more. I'm not sure, but it just tends to be the day after. So you can see there we've got some Praecox rainbows. They're doing awesome. We've been hatching these guys out for about 3 years, 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. And they're doing really well. Consistently, I do Praecox rainbows because they're very viable fish to do for money reasons. They do take a long time to grow up. But if you're doing the hatching and bay brine shrimp, you can easily grow these guys up within a couple of months. And they generally do okay. Obviously, the tank's full to the brim of not Liliopsis. I always get these two mixed up. I've forgotten what the plant's called now, but it grows roots. It's a stem plant. It grows roots in the water column. It's floating. It's doing generally well, so it does all right. We'll be doing more breeding projects on the rainbow fish. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing some Bozeman rainbows. The turquoise rainbows, I do have breeding pairs of them as well, so I'll be doing some of them. And if you see my rainbow tank, it's looking pretty awesome at the minute. It's not quite where I want it to be, but so the plant that we've got in there is Limnophilia. Sorry, I've got a cough. Limnophilia sessiliflora, I think it's called. It's really jungly. Grows quite bushy, and also it grows up to the top of the tank where the lights are, and it's pretty good for oxygenation and also pulling out nitrates from the water. It's pretty awesome. How are we doing, Rob? Nice to see you there. Hope you got my message the other day. Jody's just saying it looks like water wisteria. Very similar type of plant, Jody. Hydrophilia deformis. Very close cousin to that, I think. It's Hydrophilia sessiliflora. It's probably one of the most raved about plants, in my opinion, to plant a tank out with. It's pretty good for like pulling out nitrates from the water column because it grows the root structure, as you can see. That's like growing up on the left and then across the top of the water of the top of the screen there. And it throws the roots down, as you can see from this video here. These are actually your fish, Rob. Robert's been wanting some of these Praecox rainbows for far too long. I feel like I should have sent these 6 weeks ago to Rob. So Rob's been waiting for some of these Praecox rainbows for far too long. But yeah, I've got the heat packs, Rob. I'm just looking to get some poly boxes from the wholesaler where I sell the fish. I'm going to blag some of the boxes and hopefully we can get some of them for free, which, well, I will. I will get some for free. I'll just swap some rams for a poly box or something. But yeah, these are your rainbows right here. So I've been keeping all of some of these for Rob. I generally sell these to the wholesaler, but I've kept this tank especially to select a few out to send them as a bit of a trial run, actually, because I'm thinking about selling fish to everyone really in the UK. Obviously, I won't be able to sell abroad, which is a real shame because I know there's a lot of US people that are wanting them, but it's just so difficult going abroad. It would be an import thing through an animal care provider and all that stuff, and the taxes that I have to pay to the US government is ridiculous. I already pay tax to the US government through Google. So to do my YouTube channel, every time you guys are watching, you watch the ad pages and stuff, or if you're a premium member, then I have to pay the US government money, which is good if I want to be a US citizen, which I'd like to do actually. I'd like to get my green card at some point. That'd be awesome. It's actually a bit of a life goal for me and Haley. Sorry, Rob, you missed out on Haley, my missus. She's been in the chat and been chatting to us earlier on, but we were thinking about maybe when the kids are older to move to the States for a little bit and just like build a camper van or something, or a RV and just tour America. That'd be pretty awesome. Obviously, no fish tanks involved while you're on the road, but it's a bit of a life goal we've had for a long time. Rob Legg is saying, yes, please, mate. You're a good man. I haven't forgot about you, Rob. If I'm ever quiet for a long time, it's because my main job has taken over for a little bit, or the children, or the wife, whichever. So I will get these rainbows to you. I've kept this tank especially for you, literally. I'm going to send you probably 10, 15 of these guys. I'll select them out as well, probably do about maybe 5 males to 10 females so you can breed them at home when you get them to you. I know it looks a little bit blurry. My camera's playing up for some reason, and my rainbow fish tanks camera is about to expire, but we did have it like this originally. So we've got the whole thing going on. Obviously, I'm sat at home. I'm not working today. We've got the rainbow fish tank backwards camera, as always, here. Then your rainbow is just here. So I haven't forgot about you, Rob. I will get them to you at some point. Just keep in touch on Instagram. I've obviously got the fish there. Just need to sort out some kind of movements. Royal Mail, I think, is going to be the way on an unmarked box. We'll do it stealth like James Bond. We'll get them sent down there. So Rob lives at the bottom of the country, so bottom of England, and I live in the middle. So I'm thinking if I can send them from there to there, that means I can send them from me to up as well. That's my plan. It's further from my house to Rob's house than it is from my house to the top of the country. So if I can get them down to Rob's, I reckon I can send them like worldwide, like you're a big business. I reckon I can send them countrywide, which is awesome. At that point, I'm going to start an eBay page selling the fish that I breed. So if I can get them to Rob, I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to send fish all over the country, which is awesome. So Rob's my test subject. Rob wants some Praecox. I want to send some fish somewhere. Rob lives miles away from me, so that's how we're going to do it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I've done a lot of research on moving fish, so hopefully we can figure that out, and that'll be a good little project for me. So I'm going to pull the live stream off, I think, guys, and cut it here, but thank you very much to all of you for joining in on this live stream and all the live streams and the videos. I will say, if you can just leave a little comment and a like on all my videos whenever you watch, I really appreciate that. Thanks for joining today, and it's been a pleasure answering all your questions and chatting to you in person, as it always is, and hopefully we can do some more of these live streams in the future. But for now, guys, have a great day. I hope you have the best weekend coming up. That's probably next time I'm going to see you next week. And let's do a live stream tomorrow or the day after, which I could do, maybe. I don't know. I'll keep you on your toes. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Much love from the UK and abroad. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.